And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Hey, how's it going? Ralf in the building, and this is Straight Outta Hooligans, because not only we just talking about for the American football, like the Raiders and all the NFL teams, but right now this is like the perfect opportunity to connect all the soccer fans to the entire world. And we are proud to open like the first episode of Straight Outta Hooligans. This podcast is very dedicated to all the soccer fans for the entire world. No matter if you're gonna to root about for like the Major League Soccer, also the UEFA Champions League, Copa America, Conmebol, Serie A, Champions League, everything. Because right now we just have like one first guest. So you might know about this because when you're a supporter for the Charlotte Football Club, you may know this guy. Because after the game, whether it comes to a home or just like a rival game during at home, because this guy is tremendously perfect. And he brought like a great points about for like the Charlotte Football Club and of the course for like other things for the go for the impact of the culture of the soccer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you Lee from CLTFC TV for the fans content. So, how's it going, everybody? So, I just wanted to tell you, welcome everybody to Straight Outta Hooligans. So, how you feel about it?
Hey man, how's it going? You doing all right? I appreciate you having me on.
Yep. All right, so let's just start with a preview between Charlotte Football Club versus Atlanta United, which is on August 31, which is like the last one on August. But I know that really they're gonna talk about for like the defense, because if you saw like all of the games against Nashville, and we just kind of like at a tight end, which is a draw between New York Red Bulls, but our entire backliners were really magnificent against for like Nashville just like a few weeks ago. I mean, putting all of it together because they just like between for the Latsancio Herrera, I mean, they just glad they have to build some chemistry such as Bronze, a strong backfield, because they just wanted to shut it down right now because they really understand about who's gonna be like everything could happen on this club. But also for the Atlanta United, I mean, they just lost against LA Galaxy. And by the record, we just have what are the first games in 2022 season against LA Galaxy. But I know it's gonna be like really reasonable. Probably they're not making like a great decision, but after for that match, I mean, no one else can play like an insert and integrate outlet save, but goals where they come. I mean, they're all over the place, but they're just sorely like in the midst of the 60 minutes. But they cannot hold enough of the ball and under the siege until they just broke. I mean, Saba and Shande, they're about like inconsistent because if they're not having a chance to be like a Charlotte Football Club, I mean, to have to work it out for this week. But I understand because Charlotte Football Club right now is at a set position. And right now we just have like a great inclusion, which is like Team Ream. And I know it's gonna be like really fantastic because we need something to build enough for the defense. Building it up. I mean, this is gonna be like a not terrible idea, but he was playing under a top coach in England in Marcus Silva. I mean, he just went to move like that was really right because this is gonna be like a rotating to slot. But I think the keepers they just really keep it all because I'm really assumed because there's gonna be like a they're not going to spend a lot of money rather than salary because there wasn't like of some reason because as to the ball, you might have the chance and noise. I mean, I just wanted to recommend because it's going to be like a really massive splash for the good positioning.
Yeah, I mean, as you touched on Team Ream just come to Charlotte, right? He's a U.S. men's national team player. He was playing for Fulham over there in the Premier League in England. He comes over and he just solidifies, like you said, our back line, right? I mean, we've had some really solid games back there. A lot of the issues, I think, has just been, or at least for Charlotte, has just been for the creative up front, right? Lack of goals and that sort of thing. So, Kalina in goal has been doing really good. And so, yeah, man, Team Rim comes in. He's going to be able to kind of teach those younger kids that we have in the back a thing or two, and hopefully that will pay dividends in the long run.
Yep. I mean, exactly. I mean, between how to deal about for like flipping tables out of tower for the end, because I know there's not many chances to have a reliable striker. I mean, the last time we just hit it off against Atlanta United, I mean, we just had like 6 shots. It's just one target because all we have it like to the spare about for like the defense. I mean, when it comes like at a better effort for the players, I mean, the opponents just seem like at every chance where it seemed like to finish him. I mean, I thought it's gonna be like a really over, but I just really thought because this one is gonna be like a really good splash. But I know it's gonna be coming out there. We just had a great time, but I know it's gonna be a lot of bit risky at all because I know that Giovanni Lo Celso because they just made it like an inquiry, but I don't care because right now it's gonna be like an associate with the players with that level and putting the name is huge. I mean, whoever's going to sign up for another team so that it comes to Europe or Latin America, I mean, there should be like a place it along with the defense. I mean, if you get the suits very well, I mean, he has very offers about it. I mean, they just wanted to tell it about for like the market price for those players are really insane. But I know that some players can make it like 100% healthy, some of that are not happening. But in my point right now, I mean, this is wanted to give it like the 100% because I know the difference is gonna be like a really, really great because I know that's something that we just wanted to build it alive like a great defense and we just wanted to take care of our like goalkeeper. I know that Christian Kalina made like a great job. I mean, he deserved like a lot of attention because he just became like one of the underdogs. And I mean, the goalkeepers they're always getting like a really important at all. But this is going to raise it up the bar. I mean, after we just suffer like in another games, we just how they're gonna passing the air with about yards because I never saw like a look for the shows for the goal. I mean, they're all showing up because when they're not attacking, when they're attacking, I mean, this is going to get slaughtered the more to the backfield on net.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said there, right? Kalina for sure has been a solid goalkeeper. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of his, and I've had to eat a lot of crow, meaning that I've kind of had to backtrack and say that, give him his accolades now because he, in my opinion, basically, I think he got left out of the MLS All-Stars. I think he should have at least been on the team, at least on the bench, if nothing else. But yeah, I mean, Charlotte's got a solid line. We got a good coach now. We got Dean Smith in there. So, and then, he sort of took the same team basically for the first half of the season that we had last year and just turned it around to 180. So, talking about Atlanta this weekend, they are one of our bigger rivals since they're right down the road from us. Hopefully when they come to Charlotte Saturday, we put a good ass whooping on them and, just show them that, we're Charlotte and we just keep moving on. Looking forward to the playoffs.
Yep. I mean, exactly. But he was like one of those things that he need to like to improve a lot more because if you saw like Abada was playing like the poor touches, which is very strong because this is like very concerned to all of us. And Bill just looking like at a possible difference of making on the team. And I think there's no way he doesn't like to start for the next game. Like Diani is out for the starting lineup at the point. I mean, Cambridge played it off like he left off before the surgery. It looked like very quick and dangerous. Tiger lost his bench probably because Tavares has shown more than him. And Carroll just like underwhelming aside for like PK. And what is touch of the passes that nobody are frustrated as hell. I mean, Agamad is a very loyal player, but it's definitely not the superstar that everyone that just won because the ball gets lost without the speed of the time again. And I really thought that Molanda Perry looked great, but I really think that the combination they need like a lot to improve it about now because after what you saw for like against New York Red Bulls, I mean, there was like the two teams very close because they don't want it to risk losing. I mean, starting for the defense for Iran was working very well. But if you want to do that thing, we're just building off it out to the back and working it off of the balls, trying to get like really cover the counter and have it like the attackers to try to sprint around for the defense. Because I'm gonna be like a really, really good point at all, because somebody had the good players, because they had to make you like making runs and putting passes into the box, because they just have how to wait the score, because they got a really tired for these draws. But I really thought this is gonna be like a great opportunity, because I know that Atlanta United just lost against LA Galaxy, but if they wanted to really shore it up, I mean, it will nice to see him like at a really start. And of course, they're gonna be like a running off the ball. But this is like one of those type of guys that can probably step in and start for any team, just like at a pinch.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to be said, right, about the Red Bulls. I mean, we kind of, in my opinion, the Red Bulls are Charlotte's bogey team. We always seem to struggle against them. I don't know if this game was mainly because, the break we had with the Leagues Cup being knocked out so early, not having like 3 or 4 weeks without playing. Like you said, I think Carroll needs to step up and score more. Pep, our new number 10, he did come on for like 15, 20 minutes against New York last week. He looks like he could really spice up the game for us a little bit. The back line is always solid. I feel like this week, though, the whole right side was kind of bad with Abada and Nathan Byrne. But I think this is also the first week that Abada and Carroll got to play together. So I think once that chemistry sort of builds, hopefully we'll get more opportunity on goal. Your points about Patrick, he kind of carried us for the first part of the season, and then Carroll came back, and then he was dropped to the bench. Understandably, since Carroll carries that designated player, and essentially should be the better player. But if he doesn't start scoring either, I mean, you can stop him from going in all day long, but you got to score to win, right?
That sounds very fair. But also after we're just talking about for like the preview between Charlotte Football Club versus Atlanta United, and then we just talking about for a little bit of Charlotte Football Club versus Red Bulls of New York, which is like between for the last game. So right now, I just wanted to talk about, because right now since 2022, I mean, the immensity of Charlotte Football Club became like something realistic. I mean, I just went there at the first game against LA Galaxy, and it just broke all the records, and they just made, because right now Charlotte became like the perfect city for all the soccer fans. Because if you see like at a lot of fans on different countries, and of course when you see like a different t-shirts supporting like another like German teams, also they just have from Spain, Italy, also from Netherlands, also from France, United Kingdom. Also, we just see like a lot of fans from Mexico, United States, Canada, also Colombia, Argentina. I mean, they just brought like a great intensity. I mean, in between for Charlotte Football Club, I mean, this is like the perfect place to get involved, to get interact with the players, and also those fans are really fantastic. I mean, what I just saw like because what I just saw like at every like home game, because I just went there like at different times against Toronto Football Club, also against with LA Galaxy, also out versus DC United. I mean, the immensity and the intensity of these fans are really incredible. So let me tell you for this one, because how the impact of it became like one of the greatest cities when it comes to soccer. I mean, the cultural impact of Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, we say Charlotte is a soccer city, right? I mean, you kind of touched on it. I mean, I'm from England. You're from Venezuela. We both live in Charlotte, right? We got people from Mexico. We got people from, Poland. We got people from wherever, right, across the globe. It seems like Charlotte has become this like new melting pot that, on the East Coast, where a lot of different people have moved to. I mean, it's a good place to raise a family, the weather and all that. But in the same time, we bring our cultures over, right? So a lot of soccer fans are moving here. So, I mean, we just had Copa America here, right? We had Real Madrid and Chelsea here. We've had some really good teams in here, and Tepper has sort of embraced that. Obviously, he sees the money that comes along. But yeah, I mean, we're averaging somewhere about 30,000 a game, right, for MLS games. So yeah, I mean, you go out here on the streets, all the kids are playing it. There's plenty of adult leagues. There's just so much about soccer that it's just all happening here in Charlotte. And again, I think it's just more about the way that the city has come together as that new melting pot that brings the different cultures in, and everybody's got their teams, right? I mean, I got friends from Honduras, right? I got people from Brazil, I got people from Argentina. Like we all come together to support Charlotte, but then at the same time we support our own countries, and then we have the clubs that we supported from those countries, right? So it's good to see, and Tampa dropped the bag. Right? He spent $325 million to bring soccer to Charlotte, and I think it was a good investment on his part.
That's very good. I mean, they're gonna be really happening at all because I understand because when I just growing up in Barquisimeto, Venezuela, and I just saw like a different soccer games that I just went through, and when I just came here for the first time in North Carolina, I mean, they just brought like a great intensity about for all these fans that just wanted to get interact with all because all my teams lost, all my team wins, but I would love to see like an interaction is about for like every soccer team because I had the opportunity to experiment, to experience something that I didn't know about it. And not that I was born for another country, I was born for like a different accent, but it became like something like really, really involved me with really a lot. Because one of the first times that I just watched soccer, that was like at a FIFA World Cup 1998, but when it comes to France. And right now, this is like the biggest opportunity that when I just watch soccer, I mean, it doesn't get involved. It's right now is our DNA because it is part of the home, and there is nothing to not getting involved with these issues right now because it's like the opportunity. Whether it comes to like the soccer season, I mean, everyone they just wanted to bring it out, they want to enjoy it, they want to make it like really happen.
Yeah, I mean, again, right? I mean, soccer in itself is the world sport, in my opinion, right? I mean, we saw the last World Cup, right? Was it the last one that was in Qatar? Shoot, I forget. It was in Qatar, right? I'm getting hung up on the Euros, but yeah. So I mean, and the World Cup's coming to America this go around. So what I see is a lot of these kids that were playing at a young age are now old enough now where they're in the working, they're working, making their own money, right? They can buy their own tickets, they can buy their own shirts, they can buy, support their own teams. And so it's been fun to see it grow. And, and finally we have a team in Charlotte that we can call our own. And so that just basically just brought us all together. Right. So, again, Charlotte FC, man, you're not following them and supporting them, you should be. And if you haven't been to a game, if you're in Charlotte, you should show up to one.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So I just really know it about because this gives you the opportunity to make it happen. I mean, the first time that I just went in a different situation, I mean, this would have come for like the fans, and I just wanted to let you know for like the another question. I mean, you became like a very popular in all of the after games that you just like posted in every video that everyone they just know about for the name for the fans by the fans. I mean, how did we just came like at a very initiative about it, like to create something new that no one see that coming after for all these games? Because after all these games, like being a local, I mean, there's always had to go to interact with the fans. So how was like the chemistry between like this channel between CLT Fan TV and around for all these fans talking about for like the experience of the cars, like their thoughts about for the matchups?
Yeah, I mean, the reason we started it was just to help build the Charlotte FC community, right? And to try to have like a on the street sort of take away, traditional media. I mean, plenty of other teams do the fan TV stuff. We just kind of jumped on the Charlotte side of it. Me and my partner, JT, he does a lot of the video editing. But yeah, it was our way of having the community come together where we can talk about Charlotte from a fan's perspective, right? We can take off all the fluff. We cuss, we scream, we yell, we laugh, we cheer, we cry, right? We all are in it together. And it was just something, from my love of soccer and and for me to be able to get into the Charlotte community and just to help build this, right? Because, 30, 40 years from now, it's my kids are hopefully are going to be watching it and going to the games with their kids. And so, I just wanted to kind of help build the community for Charlotte FC the best I could. And the Fan TV was the one that kind of suited me better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really, exactly. So right now, I just wanted to tell you that thank you very much for having us for this special episode of Straight Outta Hooligans, because right now we just wanted to connect with all the soccer fans in the entire world. And I just wanted to like a special shout out to all these soccer fans around for the world, because I would love to interact like in a lot of more, because I know for like a different there are different soccer fans where they came from Argentina, Mexico, United Kingdom, also for France, Italy, Spain. I mean, they're everywhere. And this is like the beginning of something that like really incredible, because we just wanted to try to connect with those hard fans, also for journalists for another like country, to give it like a lot of thoughts for UEFA Champions League, also for Major League Soccer. So I just had like this one. So where can we find you on the social media that the people can see about for the videos after the games?
Yeah. I mean, all our handle is at CLTFC Fan TV on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. We're at CLTFC Fan TV.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And of course, I just wanted to say thank you very much for having us for this episode of Straight Outta Hooligans. And right now, my social media is right now it is at Capitán Rafucho on Twitter, Instagram. Also, you can follow me on YouTube, subscribe me. Almost there for 2K subscribers. So thank you very much. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you very much. Thanks for having us. And I will see you there at the next time. So let's
take it easy.
all right.